There we go. Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. With me tonight, I actually have my good friend Charlie. Say hello to everyone.
Hello.
And for tonight, we're actually reviewing an independent film, a movie that I actually got a chance to actually interview these two guys and everything. Gianni is one of the cinematographers that I actually got a chance to actually sit down with and interviewed, and also interviewed the director as well, and that is Jake Bisnett. And I just loved their whole entire creativeness whenever it came down to the film and layout of the film. They kept it simple, they kept it within their budget and everything, which to me is like there is no budget because of how young they actually are. So they actually did good for what they had, and basically you can actually tell that this is actually set in a city, in a town that they're familiar with, which is actually a plus. Gianni was actually the cinematographer for this film. Jake Bisnett, of course, is the director. And they have some really good talent whenever it comes down to doing certain things with this film. And I'm just trying to give them a little bit of recognition for their film, so that way people can actually stream it. You can actually stream this on Amazon Prime and also on YouTube and everything. So wherever you get your streaming from, that's where you guys can actually stream it at. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and get into it. So like I said, Concrete Jungle is pretty much just them being just good friends and just goofing off, pretty much. What do you get the concept out of it?
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, I mean, this from the opening sequence, you see the two kids. They're just riding their bike around, like kind of like normal, like high schoolers or middle schoolers would do. And you see them graffitiing like something, and then the movie cuts to the sequence of the kid and his mom, and the mom's like, "What are you doing? Like, it's a Saturday night. You're not going out. You're staying in." I'm like, "But my friends and everything." And then the two friends show up at the door, and they're already dropping F-bombs, and he's like, "Where's my bandana?" And they're always like, "Why are you wearing that bandana? It's stupid." And like, "Why are you drinking orange juice? It's 9:45 at night." And I just thought the line was hilarious. Like, "Be back by 10. It's 9:45."
You know what, though? I mean, another thing, though, too, I want to actually mention the graffiti part, though, too, before I actually get into that scene. I liked it whenever they go into the scene where they're looking at this naked woman that's all being graffiti and everything, and just looking at it, staring at her, and then he's dragging the other friend away from the wall. I love that. And then, of course, I also liked it whenever you first see them, and he goes, you see, my mom, she doesn't like my friends. All of a sudden, you see a glimpse of what his friends are actually like. They're flipping the bird, cussing, doing all that stuff. Yep. And it's like, no wonder why your mom does not want you near them. But it also makes me think of my childhood, though, too, because of having like a strict parent or whatever. It's like, I want you back by 9:40. It's literally like 9:35. What am I gonna do in like 5 minutes? Just go across the street and then come back again, or just sit on my porch and just talk to my friends? But I love that. I love the feel of it, because it actually does feel like friendship in this movie. And especially the stuff that they actually get into, especially that night. They get into a lot of stuff within that not even 5 minutes of the film. Like, for instance, they go and pick up Charlie and everything, and they bring him over to this person's house. They break into this person's house. They don't know who this person is. One of the characters are actually drinking the orange juice, and he goes, "You know what? You're onto something, Charlie. This actually tastes pretty good out of the bottle." And then all of a sudden,
was it Charlie? I thought it was somebody else. Like, cause like, I mean, they all looked familiar. The two guys with the curly
they really do.
dark hair. Like, I keep forgetting which one was Charlie and which one wasn't, but. It's like, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's not that. That's you're on to something." And then one guy's like, "I have to go to the bathroom," and then he's in the bathroom. He's getting all these texts from his mom. "You're so grounded. Like, you're way past 10 o'clock." And then they realize the guy shows up back at the house, and like, what are you guys doing in my house? "I'm gonna call the cops. You don't leave in 5 seconds." And then they're like, "It's been longer than 5 seconds. He hasn't called the cops." And they're like, "All right, we got to talk to him." And all of a sudden, the friend they just picked up hits the cop on the back of the head, and they escape, thinking, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're fine." Nope.
Well, not only that, but then they realize that they knocked out a cop. The two,
yeah,
like, dude, you just knocked out a cop. he goes, they're like, okay, we need to get out of here. So they go out of there. Then the next morning, they they want to go back over there. They pick up their friend again, and goes, dude, I
Yeah.
need to call Charlie up. I believe that's who he was actually trying to call. But he's
Yeah.
like, look, I need your phone. I can't. I'm grounded. He goes, what do you mean you're grounded? He goes, I'm grounded because I came home late. Oh, um, don't you have a phone? He goes, look, does it look like we have a fucking phone? He goes, look, we can't even, you know what? We can't even afford a hamburger. Nevertheless, a cell phone.
Burger King.
So
Can't afford Burger
yeah,
King.
yeah, yeah. That's what makes me laugh even more is that.
Yeah.
And then
I love their homemade movies.
yeah, the homemade movie thing made me laugh, which was actually Charlie that makes the homemade movies
Yeah.
and everything. So that's actually the character that does it. I'm gonna let you break into that one because I know that you like that scene a lot.
Yeah. I thought it was just clever. Just remind me back when there's like there's a YouTube group called Evil Iguanas. Like they've made videos. They made parody movies. Like it just that style just remind me of those types of movies. I mean, they did the parody of the Dark Knight trailer, which the Evil Iguanas did, and that was hysterical. Then they did a lot of other funny videos like they did Kill Death, and it's like everybody's like the two guys showing up like, oh yeah, like this time everything's cool. I'm like, no, everything's not cool. I lose my other eye, and I win Best Supporting Actor. So it's just like these were really funny videos the Evil Iguana did, and then seeing them do their own homemade movies kind of just remind me back of those videos, which I thought were just funny. They're just hilarious, and but yeah, I thought that sequence was just hysterical. Like how like, all right, you need to walk the plank, and then it turns out the girl was really the guy.
Right, plot twist. That part made
Yeah,
me laugh. Then all of a sudden, the villain actually explodes on the screen and
yeah.
everything. That made me laugh.
Explosion.
This then after that it cuts into them of course breaking into the house, but I thought that was actually pretty funny though. I thought that was actually clever. It actually felt like a young Kevin Smith with his video
Mm-hmm.
camera, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
the way that they were
yeah,
doing things.
yeah.
And then after that winds up happening, they wind up
They talk
getting
to
their
the girls.
yeah, they're
Like
talking
they
to the girls.
Yeah, and he like say, "Oh, dude, you're total like it's like yeah." That one is like, "Yeah, I think that girl's into you." Like, yeah, she's talking about you, and they're not talking about them at all. They're talking about jumping rope,
Right.
and they
Well,
ask,
they're also talking about their boobs though too. They're like, look,
yeah,
your boobs are like jumping up and down and everything. Goes and they're
yeah,
like, well, thank you. And then next thing you know it, oh, hold on. Roxy. Hey guys. Hey, how you doing, Roxy? But that kind of also reminds me too of my high school days, if you actually think about
hmm
it, where us guys will actually probably say hi to a girl or whatever, and it's like, hey, what's up, ladies? And then next thing you know, like they're totally talking about me, and they're talking about not even us. They're talking the opposite
no,
about what we're thinking. God
yep,
knows what they're talking about, but it's not about us.
no,
It's probably what food that they ate the night before, the boobs, anything besides
yeah,
us. But that just
and then
goes
they're
to show
like,
you how much ego we have.
yeah, and also like the other thing that like what the two guys didn't know the cop had cameras, all security cameras around. So they're like, crap. All right, I think I know this guy. He knows this guy. They'll be able to like deal with will get us to the person that we can hack into the cameras to make us all clear. So that's why they're asking the girls, hey, can you set this up for us? And then they're about to leave the house. I'm like, crap, we need Charlie. Well, what? We were just there. That was the whole point of the purpose was to get him. And the next thing they're randomly at the school, they're just chatting, and the guy's on a payphone trying to like set
Right.
up this meeting. Like, he doesn't want to
That
meet
part
with
made
all
me
three
laugh.
of us.
Yeah, that point it made me think that this movie was set in 2020, but also in the 90s though too, because of the payphone,
Yeah,
which makes me
yeah,
laugh because of the
mm-hmm.
fact that he's on this phone. You hear the story about this one guy. He made Kool-Aid. He was selling it off the side. He did wound up going to prison. It reminds me of high school days when Brandy Mullins. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? But it reminds me of the high school days where, you hear this story about this one guy
Mm-hmm.
who's in high school and he's in trouble a lot, and he's like, and everybody's like making a bunch of rumors up about him. He's like, hey, did you hear
Yeah.
about this one about Bob? He was such a badass and everything. He lit the whole entire auditorium on fire. That's how bad he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I heard he did time. No, that's not what I heard. And that's exactly what I got from that.
Yeah, that
From
whole
that
sequence.
those stories.
Yeah. And then it was like they meet up with Sam and it's like, all right, he doesn't like multiple people, so I'll go. And he just walks randomly down the staircase into the forest. And he's like, hey, what's up? So don't take this the wrong way, but we need you. Do you know somebody that can hack security cameras? I thought Lola said this was for charity. Yeah, we knocked out a cop for charity.
And of course, they're taught. Of course, it's like one of those dates though that
Oh
Lola's
yeah,
actually
the random
on.
date sequence.
Yeah, and he's over there drinking out of a flask. He goes, "Do you want some, Lola?" He goes, "No, I'm good." Okay. She keeps on drinking. The other guy who's supposed to knock down the camera for charity is coming over there. He goes, "What's up, man? What's going on?" He goes, "Nothing much. Just having a little drink." He
Yeah,
goes,
and
"You
you're
want
invading.
some?"
You're interrupting our date, and he
Right.
goes, dude, what are you drinking? That's just Mountain Dew. So, and like it's like just David. So he's acting like a tough guy, but he's just kind of this. He's kind of a wuss. And the girl is like,
Yes.
all right, bye. Well, can I come to the party? Sure. Well, thanks.
And then after that happens, we wind up getting into the whole entire comic book thing though too. He's like,
Yeah, you
yeah,
meet. They meet up with the. They meet up with the guy that like the tough guy that drank the Kool-Aid and was not really the Kool-Aid, and he's really just this nerd, essentially.
yeah, basically this guy who is supposed to be this big tough guy who winded up drinking. Well, he made a bunch of Kool-Aid and everything and stuff like that. He ended up mixing it, and he supposedly did time. Nobody else knows the serum for the Kool-Aid or anything like that.
No.
And it turns out to be this geek who just wants a comic book. And if you give him the comic book, he'll go on
Hack.
ahead and hack into the um, camera,
Security.
and that's
Yeah.
yeah, and get
Mm-hmm.
the camera footage and pretend it's not even there if you get them that comic book. So they send
Yep.
one of the it's supposed to be one of the best thieves that they have and everything
Really.
that's on their team, but he's so good that he's bad because he
Yeah.
gets
I mean,
caught in every single situation,
he got caught twice in one day.
which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, and like he
Um,
got caught with the record because the guy that he was trying to give the record to apparently had his buddy who had the same record stolen from him. So he called the cops after you can leave, or I'm going to call the cops. So he left, but the guy still called the cops. And then he goes to the comic book store, tells them the whole story. He calls the cops too. So he's like, dude, you're bad at this.
Right. Well, remember, he actually runs back to his friends. He goes, "Dude, aren't you supposed to be in the store? I just came back from the store." He goes, "I had it. I had the comic in my backpack." He goes, "This is what happened. I went on ahead. I went into the store. I was going to go on ahead and get a cheap comic to cover up for the comic that I took in my backpack. I waited for the guy to go into the office so I can take the comic that we're supposed to get. And then after that, I went on ahead and paid for the cheap comic. The owner winded up catching me, and that's what happened. The owner caught me. He was threatening to call the cops on me. Then I ran out the door, and now here I am."
Well, the guy while the guy was calling the cops, he ran out of the store. I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, they still called the cops.
and they said, your face is actually on camera. So that's another thing I don't get is your face is already on camera. Your gig is already up at that point.
I
But
mean,
at
on
that,
camera 3 times already from the night before when they broke into the
opening
guy's
the pub,
house, and then the two times he was at the store.
right? So the gig is up. But being a teenager, you don't think about stuff like that or anything like that. They're still gonna risk it no matter what and run
Yeah.
away. And then
And the one guy's about to go to
that,
college.
right? But yeah, that actually makes me laugh. And then you also have another thing too that winds up happening. They're finally at the party. They're dressed up in those Hawaiian t-shirts, and one of the friends is actually using the bathroom upstairs. They're all having a good time. They're thinking that nothing is even going to happen that night. The camera footage is probably going to get deleted, anyways. Everything looks like it's going to be great. And then all of a sudden, they get the guy who's actually taking a whiz upstairs. He gets a text. Run! We're in trouble. There's something that's going to be there's something happening right now. It's about to go down. And then of course he's running, and at that point, running down the stairs. At that point, Lola and them are actually outside talking. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, there's the police car. And
where did that? The one question I was like, where did that other friend go? Was he at the college campus, or was he at the police station looking at what's going on? Is that because that one I was a little confused at what really happened on that one.
Okay, what I'm thinking that happened was, I think he was trying to debate if he was going to go to the party or not. So he's just wandering around and everything. And I actually like that scene with the music and everything. I felt like it actually went well with him actually just going back and forth and debating if he's going to go to the party or not and things like that in the garage. I thought that was actually really good. But yeah, then all of a sudden you see him. He's back over where the party is. The other friend gets arrested.
Carly gets arrested.
And then after that winds up happening, the other friend is starting to back away from the police car. And all of a sudden, the other friend that was trying to debate on if he wanted to go to the party or not winds up grabbing him by the shirt, and they both take off running.
And that's how it ends.
Yeah. So to me, this is actually a perfect film for a short film for someone that is trying to get into film school or trying to just have a passion project, because you definitely can tell that these guys have a lot to say with their film. These guys are passionate about what they do. And also too, you can tell the setup that and everything too, that they're shooting what they know, and what they know is what's around them in their town. And not only that, but the comic book shop and everything was actually owned by Gianni's dad, Gianni Rhino. That was actually his father.
Nice.
In the film. So his father was playing the role of the owner who was taking down the thief, which I thought was pretty funny.
And I thought it was funny too. Was before they went to the party, they got word that the guy's gonna take care of it tomorrow. We don't have to worry about it tonight. Let's go to the party. And I'm like, when they really should have been worried.
Right, exactly. Like we mentioned before.
It is so bad. The images of all three of them, like, it didn't look like any of them.
No, definitely not. And, they're just over there drinking, having a good time, like nobody's business. And, they're thinking it's all good. We got the cameras taken care of. Yeah, you only have probably maybe one set of cameras that was taken care of, which was the cops, which is the one that you were mainly concerned about because you knocked him out. But you forgot about the camera in the record store, and you also forgot about the camera over at the comic book shop, though, too.
Yeah.
So, you have two security cameras that you're going to try and hack now, two other ones besides the one that you got in trouble with the night before. So you double trouble right there.
Yep. So I guess it's safe to assume. I said it's safe to assume that two other guys got away with it. I guess because I think everybody they had the manhunt for all three of them, but I really think they meant it. They want the kid from the comic book store and the record store.
Yeah, that's all they want. They don't want the other two because the other two weren't even with him per se. All except in the police home and everything.
Yeah,
those were the only time when they were actually there together and everything. But I don't even think the kid that they picked up or anything like that was around to where the police officer knew anything about him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it all happened really fast. They're all outside, and the cops just grabbed one of them and put them in the police car.
And then they just leave, just like McMullen from Superbad and Jonah Hill, pretty
Yeah.
much. That's what
Yep.
I was thinking
Yeah, but
of.
yeah, McLovin.
So yeah, McLovin. To me, this has a very Superbad kind of feel though to it too, if you actually
It
think
did,
about
yeah.
it. So I definitely love that. The comedy aspect worked very well for me. I think with a bigger budget and if someone would actually take a chance on them, I think they would actually go a long way.
I think so
You
too.
know, like I said, the video footage in the very beginning, whenever you have a friend that was actually passionate about what he does, which is film,
Hmm.
you know, it gives me a chance to actually think about Kevin Smith when he was young, probably doing all these little videos and stuff like that on VHS, doing with the camcorder.
Yeah,
The same way that we actually got, same way that Charlie was doing it. So
yeah.
that's what made me think of Kevin Smith. I love the little nods of my high school days inside this. Just felt very nostalgia to me. I really thought that, you know, there might, I mean, this is not going to be the last time we actually hear from these guys. That's what I'm thinking.
No, no. I think, like I said, I mean, if they had they would take a chance on these guys, and they had like, I mean, what they were able to do in 40 minutes. I mean, 20 more minutes, you get an hour, so you're close to almost like normal movie length territory.
Right. I was wondering too, like, are they going to go ahead and try and bail him out of prison? What's going to actually
I mean,
happen?
they can like they can add. There's more to the story to add. Like we have so many side stories. Like the one goes, "Hey man, I love the movies you guys did. You guys should keep doing those."
You know what would be cool though? If you know how you mentioned the little video camera stories, video
Yeah,
shorts. What if they actually did like a web episodes of just that
they
and
could. Yeah, I
call
could
it?
see that.
That would be cool though, like little concrete
Yeah,
jungles episodes and everything. And
yeah,
then once they actually get what they want, they can actually do a bigger movie and have that connect somehow.
yeah. Because
I think
there's
it'd be
there's
perfect.
kind of like I kind of want to see more. Like I want to see what happened to the kid that got out of that was able to like that got arrested. I'm like how did the kid that was grounded still able to go to the party? I mean that's obviously past 10 o'clock.
Maybe it was like a minute till 10. Maybe he only got like a minute to be there and then come back. I don't know,
Maybe
but I would like to actually see them probably trying to sneak him out of the house or something because I think that would actually be pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
But,
But this the
but
mom's like conversations like they're not good for you. You need to stay home. Wait like you see, she's like trying to tell him not to have a Saturday night.
right, but she knows that they're not good for him though because
No.
especially whenever you see like before they even come up like little biographies about them where they're just
Yeah.
flipping the camera off. It has like a very Mallrats kind of feel to it and also
Yeah.
Clerks kind of feel to it though too.
Hmm.
If you actually think about it,
Yeah.
because remember Randall was actually introduced in that kind of way in Clerks One
Hmm.
with Dante and Randall. So I thought that was actually pretty clever on how they actually introduced the two friends in the same kind of way.
Yeah.
So all right, so does anybody have any questions for us as far as what Concrete Jungle is about, or if you guys are excited about Concrete Jungle or anything like that? If not, we're going to go on ahead and end this video right now. But you guys can actually check out Concrete Jungle in the description below where I actually copied it and everything. You guys can watch that on YouTube, or you can go ahead and stream it on
Free.
Amazon Prime or wherever you want, you know. So, but if you want to show them some love, go to Amazon Prime, rent that video so that way you can actually show your love and support for them. And another thing too, guys, is if you guys want to, you guys don't have to. If you want to, go on ahead, donate some money towards us and everything. It's just to keep everything operational over here at Movie Lovers Unite. Go on ahead, show us some love with some donation money. And also, too, guys, we also have a place that you can go for all your entertainment needs and wants. Where you go? I'm glad that you guys asked. You go to www.movieloversunite.com for all your entertainment needs and pleasures. And then, of course, you guys can follow me. Oh, what would you rate it? Okay, Brandy wanted to know where we would rate it. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go first, Charlie.
If it's out of 5, I'd probably give it a 4. I mean, the
I'm gonna
comedy
go.
moments definitely. I mean, the
Right.
comedy moments with me, I thought some of the stuff was just funny. I mean, especially the random date sequence and the thing. This the how stupid that guy was, and it's just like he's like what you shouldn't be doing on a first date or whatever.
I'm actually going to go a little bit higher than you. I'm going to go with a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
For the simple fact I enjoyed the comedy aspect, like you mentioned. It also
Mm-hmm.
took me back to my nostalgia days of being in high school. It reminded me of
Mm-hmm.
so much of my friends and the friendships that I have and still have today. So a 4.5 out of 5 for me as well. That's just me being honest. Charlie's is a straight up 4, which is actually great. So that's where we're actually going to be ranking our ours. I hope that you guys actually check out this film. This is actually a great little small independent film. I think you guys might actually love it. Like I said, if you guys want to, go to movieloversunite.com for all your movie news, TV news, movie reviews, and also too, we're actually going to be. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be interviewing an independent director tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Tomorrow night, Thursday, Frenchie and I are actually going to do movies versus movie trailers. That's going to be on the speaker app. Go ahead, follow me over there at Movie Lovers Unit. Yeah, I cannot get away from the unit part at all. You're very welcome, Brandy, anytime. But yeah, you guys can also follow me and on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit, or you guys can follow me at Movie Lovers Unite and TV Lovers Unite on Instagram, Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite on Facebook, and of course John Diegorio 8 on Twitter as well. This has been a great time of us just reviewing this film, just having a good time reviewing it. You know what? I can't wait to see more from you guys, Jake and Gianni. I think you guys are going to be great future actors, directors, cinematographers, and things like that. So I wish you the very best and everything. And always, until next time, guys, bye bye.
So yeah.